Well, I haven't done a video for a while, and I figured before somebody mentions it, I'll do one. Now, today I've been working, this is what I'm building down by my shooting range. My backstop is over there, my shooting bench is over there. And then when I set that up, I actually set it up at 100 meters, so it's like 110 yards. Well, this gets me up from here to there is 100 yards. So in this building, I will leave a fairly good sized window here that I can shoot out of to the range, which would be really handy in winter. Though, what I really want this for is I log a lot in this area, and I thought it'd be nice. There's a doe standing over there. Well, two of them. This is actually a really good deer hunting spot. I've shot quite a few deer. Oh, a doe and one fawn. But this is kind of a main trail here. So I thought, well, it'd be nice to have a cabin down here anyway. Size-wise, I don't know. I didn't actually measure. I think length is about 12, depth is about 9. At least that's the length of the logs. Inside I was going to be a little bit smaller. But big enough for what I need it for. I want something where I can get out of the weather to cook a meal when I'm logging, that sort of thing. But for deer hunting too, it'd be very handy. And this is out of basswood, and I talked about this. Originally, I wasn't going to take the bark off, and I was going to leave the bark on, but I found that these basswood, the bark strips off really easy, and so I'm doing that. That's a better idea. But then it also gives me that bast, the fiber that's under the bark, the inner bark, and that would be very good to use to mix in the chinking. I'm going to use clay to chink it, and this would be a good binder for in there. Of course, it isn't that big a gap. That's just the log is sitting there because now I have to mark it, roll it, notch it, roll it back. That's how I do it. But it's getting toward the end of the day, so I thought I'd give up. And then come down maybe tomorrow. But it's going well. I've got 2 logs half buried. So then the next log up is kind of like the bottom of it is at ground level. Then these sidewall logs, every time they go on, you always put the heavy end, the thicker end, on this side. That way it keeps going like this, so you end up with a pitch on the roof. And you gain like an inch or 2 each time. Figure like 6, 7 logs. So you'll have like a foot pitch on it, and then dirt roof. But I'll put one window here, one window there, door on this side, the pitch is on going that way. Not like I say, a fancy project. This is something I'm just throwing together just for because it'd be handy to have, and plus I could leave some of my shooting stuff down there. Wouldn't have to bring it home all the time. But it's going good. Using bigger logs than you would normally use for a trapper's cabin. But what these are is the tops of trees. When I cut down some of them big basswood, the lower portion I made boards out of, the upper part I really had no use for. It's hard to get much for boards out of these, but they're excellent for this. And basswood is a fairly soft wood, so it's easy to work. And it's, like I say, soft, so that the insulation value of it is pretty good, considering, especially when you get this big. So it'll be handy. But there's more work to do. It's something so I figured I had time today. It was a nice day. I had dragged the logs down here. I've got a bunch of them piled up back here. So it's just a matter of picking and choosing. But now like say on the back side there, I'll always alternate the butt ends, you know, the heavy end to keep that level this way. But the sidewalls, or I say always the heavy end on this end. Same in the front, you would alternate to keep it level this way, but always pitching this way. That's an old way of doing it. Just a plain saddle notch. You know, where I mark them, cut down to the mark with the chainsaw, bang them up with the axe. But I'll maybe show that one day. But she's going along. But I thought I'd better put up the video. I'm still alive, still plenty busy.